your support to be the next United States Senator from the greatest state of Texas. I'm running because I don't ever lose focus of the people and what we deserve. We deserve a government that is by the people and of the people, not one that's bought and paid for, not politicians who are self-serving and line their own pockets. Most of you know that I am a civil rights and criminal defense attorney, and I'm ready to make the case to the people of the great state of Texas.
Jasmine Crockett, the gift that keeps on giving. It appears that Christmas has come early for Uncle KC and other conservative content creators. Christmas has come early for Don Trump and Senate Republicans. Unfortunately for the good people of Texas, Santa has skipped over your house this year. I guess you guys have been naughty. Perhaps Santa is upset with the massive influx of mosques in the state of Texas in the past couple of years. Whatever the reason, the good people of Texas, they will continue suffering. They will continue to be nationally embarrassed because Jasmine Crockett has become the face of disgrace. And if Jazz gets her wish, she will soon be known as your senator. Don't call me Mrs. Crockett, peasant. You must refer to me as Senator or Your Majesty. You know, growth in politics, the trajectory, it's no different than growth in the music industry or the wrestling industry. In both music and wrestling, you start your career locally. You're playing in dive bars on weekends. You're entertaining half a dozen drunks on a random Wednesday night as the opening act at 5-Star Frank's. You spend months, maybe even a couple of years, building your local following. Once you have that foundation set, you start touring the state. Next thing you know, you're touring the region. You're being booked at the county fair in Cocke County, Georgia. Once you become popular regionally, then you're ready to go national. You're ready to go mainstream. I don't know if that's still the trajectory nowadays in the music industry, but before artists could upload their garbage on Spotify, they used to have to hone their skills in person, which is probably why the music back then was great, and the music today is the drizzling shits. The trajectory, though, it's very similar in politics. You start in your local community, you build support through the people in your neighborhood. Once you have their support, you expand throughout the city, then the state, then nationally. But once you reach the national level, your most important supporters are the ones who helped you establish your foundation. Your most important supporters are always your people. Unfortunately for Jasmine Crockett, she seems to be losing her foundational support. More specifically, Jazz seems to be losing foundational support from the one demographic she needs to succeed, the one demographic she's always been able to rely on. Jazz is losing support from Black women. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. You know, speaking of Jasmine Crockett, she was one of the leading nominees for the 3rd annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. There were so many Democrats that you guys nominated separately or individually. I included all of them and nominated the entire Democratic Party. So if you want to cast your vote for the upcoming Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards, the link to the poll is in the video description below. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. As you guys know, I've got young nephews. Oldest is 8, youngest nephew is 6. Like most young kids, they deal with various skin ailments. Psoriasis, eczema, itchy, dry, red skin. Hell, I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to diagnose what the hell it is. I just know it's a nuisance they no longer have to deal with because my sister started using oat and honey soap from Sugar Mountain Trading. This soap is ideal for sensitive skin, offering a gentle yet effective solution for various dermatological issues. Its American-made origins guarantees the highest standards of production. also comes available with CBD. So if you're dealing with skin issues and pain at the same time, CBD version, it'll take care of both. You'll be pain-free and smelling like fresh raspberries. Hell, that's literally the reason my wife likes to use it. She uses the standard CBD oil for pain, but she prefers the soap because thinks it smells good. Like I said, oat and honey soap. It is available with or without CBD. So become pain-free while smelling fresh today by clicking the link in the description below. They have increased their discount code through the holidays. Use my promo code BTL35, BTL35. Receive 35% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. This was supposed to be a celebratory week for Jas Crockett. Earlier this week, Jas announced that she was running for a promotion to the Senate. I'm sure she expected citizens throughout Texas to bow before her and kiss her stilettos. Before her announcement, Jas once again pandered to the black community by hiring some unknown rapper to introduce her. Just throw your hands in the air and be amazed that Jas has hair. We got Joy Reid, other balding beauties. At least Jas Crockett has real hair. Unfortunately for Jas Crockett, the constant pandering, the lies, the propaganda, the gimmicks, the polish seems to be melting off the turd. The gimmick is getting stale. For months now, Jas Crockett has been pretending to be someone she's not. When she's speaking to white people or when she's speaking in front of Congress, Jasmine Crockett is well-spoken. She's a highly educated woman. But when she's speaking to minorities or black people, Jasmine Crockett becomes Jas. She pretends she got it out the mud. She pretends that she was the inspiration for the classic song Ghetto Superstar. When she is speaking to black people, Jasmine Crockett presents the illusion of Jas. But like all gimmicks, they're only designed to last for a certain amount of time. And for Jasmine Crockett, time seems to be expiring on the illusion of Jas. Watch for yourself.
I'm starting to have a real disdain for Jasmine Crockett. She is such an insult to all educated black women in America. She perpetuates the stereotype of a ghetto black hood woman. Something she is not. Jasmine Crockett went to private school, which ultimately means that her parents, her two-parent household, took the time to invest into her education, which ultimately means by geographical fact that your private school was probably somewhere in the suburbs, which 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure she didn't even grow up in the hood. She went to one of the best day schools in St. Louis, actually out of the entire country. Jasmine Crockett has had more privilege than any black American that I can ever think of.
This lady's gangsta. Her real name is Jasmine. It's not hard to understand why black women are turning against Jas Crockett, especially black women living in the state of Texas. For starters, this gimmick that Jas plays is very insulting. Jasmine Crockett pretending to be gangsta, it's insulting to real gangsters. It's insulting to people who actually grew up in the projects. To make matters worse, Jas Crockett hasn't done a damn thing for the people of Texas. The only thing Jas has done for Texas is use their taxpayer dollars on herself. Luxury hotels, private airfare, trips to the nail salon. No wonder Jas is running for Senate. No wonder she is begging for a promotion. She's eating good. When Jas was a lawyer in the private sector, she was damn near living below the poverty line. Her law practice was on life support. My inside sources, they're telling me Jas could not get clients even as a public defender. But the past couple of years in Congress, Jas has been living a life of luxury. So I understand why she's running for Senate. The good news, though, for the people of Texas, there's no way Jas Crockett wins this election, right? I know we joke about Jas Crockett. Hell, the jokes write themselves. I know Jas Crockett is a disgrace. I know she is perceived as the MVP of the GOP. But do not make the mistake of underestimating Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is a smart woman, and she's damn sure an opportunist. I'd be willing to bet she did not make this Senate decision lightly. The only way I see Jas Crockett taking this risk is if she knows she will win. Her opponent in the Democratic primary is someone named James Tallarico. Well, Casey, who in the hell is that? Yeah, that's exactly my point. Primaries usually generate very low voter turnout. Jas Crockett can win the Democratic primary on name recognition alone. Well, who cares? She will never beat Ted Cruz. Yeah, that's why she's not running against Theodore. If I remember correctly, I want to say Theodore was just reelected last year. Like I said, Jas is no dummy. She's not going to run against a high-profile incumbent. Once she makes it past the primary, Jas will be running against either Ken Paxton or Wesley Hunt. Once again, she will automatically have a huge advantage based on name recognition alone. Even though Jas is a disgrace, even though Jas consistently humiliates herself on national television, most normal people aren't paying attention. Hell, that's why Washington, D.C. has become Club Doofus. Most people just aren't paying attention. Most people don't know that Jas Crockett has been wasting taxpayer money. Most people don't know that Jas Crockett hasn't done a damn thing for Texas. Most people don't know that Jas Crockett has been busted lying multiple times on national television just in the last month alone. This is the future of the Party of the Donkey. Jas Crockett, AOC, LGBT, Zorro Mamdani, who has been strangely silent lately. Haven't heard much about Zorro since it was announced that he would begin destroying New York City next month. But this so-called youth movement, this is the future of the Party of the Donkey. Now, on paper, this should be great for Republicans, conservatives, right? Should be easy to defeat these doofus Democrats and maintain control of the House and Senate, right? Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Why? Because conservatives are too busy fighting with each other. Conservatives are too busy arguing about Israel or whatever ridiculous conspiracy theory that Candace Owens has created. Pray for me, guys! The IDF is hovering over my home, taking pictures of my prized pooch! While conservatives are fighting with each other, Democrats are just easily walking right back into power. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.